Hey, here we go. Let's take a look. All right, Capricorn, let's see what our message is. We start with the Five of Pentacles. Someone's feeling pretty stepped on. Somebody's feeling like maybe they need to walk away from a bunch of losses. This could be somebody very disappointed on one hand, but we actually have the Nine of Pentacles upright. I feel like somebody's saying, I don't think I can have success here. I think it's time I bail, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reach for, brighter skies. I feel like somebody could be moving. This could be like the day that they've packed up their car, they're moving, they're going to a new town, they're looking for greater success. And I think just the act of them walking away from something that they felt was a losing game is already making them feel like, I'm already seeing success. Like I feel better already from walking away from something. Three of Pentacles, Two of Wands. I think we have a character with a pretty clear vision. Now, this could be Capricorn, really wants to make some changes in their life. They really want to go ahead and focus on, building, growing, putting their energy into something here. But with the Two of Wands, they don't quite see how it's all going to pan out, but they already feel success in just stopping the hemorrhaging of energy. And they have a plan in mind, which is amazing, a plan for success, but they just don't know how to all pan out yet. Still, you know what? You took the first step, character. We got the Justice card, and it is sideways. Justice card coming out as sideways is like, this is like, I think our character has to make things right for themselves, but they also are like, but I'm going to need a little help from the universe. If this is our Capricorn, because admittedly we got a lot of, earth energy in this, and now we just brought in some Libra, and we had a little bit of fire in there. But I'm thinking that Capricorn is making a good choice for themselves. They're walking away from something, and they're like, definitely this feels much better. Okay, my goal, my plan is I'm going to move. I'm going to, put something together in my life. I'm going to leave a relationship, leave even a job, leave a place that it's not clicking for me. But then I can tell that I'm going to be able to start, creating some kind of stability, something more powerful for myself. I don't know how it's all going to pan out, though. I might need a little bit of help from divine karmic justice. If I have the courage to make the right choices, will things pan out for me? We've got that Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is upright. The Moon. We keep seeing, as much as Capricorn is pleased with the first steps they're taking, they still are saying, but I don't really see the road ahead. Okay, let's get to a message. Let's turn to the universe. I think I want to go with this deck. Universe, what is the message to Capricorn right now as they are brave enough to take some steps to change their life, but still not seeing the road ahead exactly how it's all going to pan out? The universe says, keep your eyes open, darling. Keep your eyes. This is a journey. And think of if you're driving in an area that you're unfamiliar with, and you're like, okay, I don't know anything here. It says, look for something that stands out to you. When you are doing something new in life and you're like, I don't have my bearings, it says, okay, then either not even to look for something familiar, notice what stands out to you. Like, imagine this. If you are in a forest or something and you're feeling lost, okay, hold on, pause, don't panic, and pause and get your bearings a little bit. Center yourself and then be very present. And now, maybe close your eyes, take a deep breath, listen to your surroundings, stop. If you panic, you can't sense anything. You won't pay attention to anything because it's just, blocks out rational thought. But if you take a couple deep breaths, and then you stand there and you maybe close your eyes for a second, say, okay, when I open my eyes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to notice my surroundings, because we're all part animal, right? We all got great instincts. Let me allow my instincts, my powers of perception to kick into high gear. Now, when we open our eyes, maybe we notice for the first time, okay, hang on now. I'm noticing that I can hear a sound of water down there, somewhere off to my left. Okay, that tells me there's water there. Okay, now let me think, where in relationship to a road does the river run? Okay, that might help me. So maybe I need to go general direction that way. Then what else do I notice? Okay, there's sunlight coming from here, but it's not just sunlight, it's blocked by something. Okay, let me rotate, let me see. Okay, there's high ground. Let me climb up there, take a look. Oh, look, there's a building. So now I'm oriented. Rivers to my left, there's something up on the horizon on my right. Somewhere now I've got a way to start to get my bearings. And if I know a little bit of the map, because I just figured that out, now I can decide. And I remember I parked on the other side of that building. So I'm going to go left, follow the river, and wrap around. There's where I parked my car. I'm not so lost after all. It's just spatial awareness, intuition, pay attention to surroundings, pay attention to what stands out, because let instinct kick in. Even though we see Capricorn's like, I don't know what comes next. And it says, be an observer for a moment. When you're lost, be an observer, and it'll help you piece things together, perhaps, and then you can get found. We get the 9 of Swords. By the way, I'm not saying that works. I'm just saying that's how I would run it. As somebody who likes to go into the woods a lot, that's kind of, I guess, what I've always done. We still have them. Yeah, but I'm nervous. The universe is like, I know you're nervous, but you're more nervous really about what if I fail? Don't care about what anybody else thinks of whether you fail or whether you succeed. Remember, Capricorn, you were happy about the step that you took because it was right for you. You are choosing to make changes in your life because it's your life. The real source of Capricorn's concern is not really if they're successful or not, it's how other people will view their success or failure. And so the universe is like, you don't even need to worry about that. You will be able to spot what you want. Emperor in the reverse. The universe also says, remember, you're avoiding a tyrant. Remember, your real motive was you didn't want to be under a tyrant's control. So anything's better than that. Your freedom, even if you don't know which direction you're going next, still terrific, because you don't want to deal with a tyrant. So your motive for making these changes, remember what the motive is, and it'll probably strengthen your resolve to go build your life in another direction. If Capricorn left a bad relationship, instead of being like, I'm so glad I left it, and then it's like, oh my God, I got to restart my life. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. The universe is really giving Capricorn that boost and saying, there will be things that will stand out to you that'll help you get your bearings. Don't stress out about what you think other people will think of you. And definitely remember why you did this in the first place. It was to free yourself from oppression. So 7 of Swords. There's also a lot of the feeling of lack mentality is kind of, it's instilled in us. This says Capricorn might be, basically a fear is false. The worry that, oh gosh, what if I can't make it? And the universe is like, listen, there's a million different ways you're going to be just fine. You can stay with friends and family. You can, go to a temp agency and have them help you find a job. You can, reach out to a church organization. You can, if you fall on some hard times, there are social programs available. You're not just going to be stranded. You're not going to have no way to rebuild your life. You will have, there's many, many, many opportunities. You're not all by yourself adrift in the ocean in one little rowboat with no food and no water, and nobody knows where you are. You're not actually lost. You're going to be all right. This rebuilding, the things that you're changing in your life, Capricorn, not only remember you did this for a better life and for better love. You left a tyrannical situation or relationship behind so that you could look forward to something better. And as long as our character calms their fears, because here's what I think this is a character who left, maybe it was a bad job, maybe it was a bad relationship, maybe it was a city they didn't like living in anymore, or town, or whatever they left behind, they did it for their dream of having something better. And it says, no matter what, you made all the right decisions for, what you wanted, which is to create something better. So kind of, I was just reminding Capricorn that they're brave enough to pursue their happiness. 4 of Cups is upright. 4 of Cups can be boredom. It can be illusions. It can be disappointments. But this is like, the ocean is great. It just represents, cleansing things. It's very energetically changeable, right? The sea can be calm or it can be wild and huge storms and ferocious. This just says our emotions will go through radical change as we are physically going through radical change, and that's to be expected. It's okay that Capricorn's like, I'm happy. Oh God, I'm kind of freaking out. Oh, but I do want this, but I don't know. This is, I could see that our character is like a little bit jittery because they're doing things differently and they don't have, the future plan isn't there. But we have the Sun card. But at the end of the day, I kind of think, again, Capricorn comes back around to, did I have to make this change though? Yes, I did. So did I have a clear vision? I did. Would I have gone back and undone the change I made? No. I know that it was clear, it was time for me to go, and I'm actually happy I did it. I think that Capricorn has, like, we've walked with them full circle around the worries, the fears, and then come back around to, yes, change is good. I made this decision for a reason because it wasn't happy with where I was or, how I was being treated. And so I'm really pleased that I made this shift. This is what I needed to do. And I guarantee everything will, I'm going to continue to make new decisions. There's always going to be more decisions to make in life. 8 of Cups. This is great. I think our character gains this sense of like, okay, I have my courage back. I made a decision for a clear reason. I know why I did this. I walked away from that, whatever, the job that didn't treat me well, the person that didn't treat me well. I did that and it was the right choice for me. I will absolutely find another way. Ace of Pentacles now gets to be fun again. Now it's like the universe is full of abundance. We've got the whole Milky Way rooting for us, right? Here we are. How lucky did we get that we live on a planet that is in just the right time and space that we can survive on this planet? Not on any of the other planets nearby, just ours. How lucky are we? How special is that? This is already just like a total miracle. And so the fact that our planet wants to support life and the fact that we got born and we were gifted this amazingness to be here, we got a lot of blessings. There's really, it's like, it's a little silly to be freaked out. What if things don't go well? And it's like, cosmically, you got a planet to live on when nobody else does. At a more individual level, you got born. You're here. You have choices. You're in charge of your life. You have, like, there's so many wins that this character already has that the probability of them being able to make a new chapter of life for themselves is literally like 100%. Like there's no way that this character is going to fail. Their life's going to be different. It's going to be, a shift, a change, but that's actually what they wanted. And that's why they're already in the winning position. They've already won, but now they're going to absolutely just start building new job, new career, new relationships. The new seems scary, but it's not. It's a guarantee in this. It's going to be great for this character. Great because it's what they wanted. There's no loss here. This character is going to find great love also, one that they choose and who openly chooses them, not somebody tyrannical, not somebody who, wants to suppress or oppress them. I think although it is hard to make big change in life, I think this Capricorn did it because they are brave enough to say, I deserve better. And even though it's scary to make big change, they knew that their life will improve if they walk away from something that was, this is no good. Nobody can be held under an emperor's thumb. An emperor in the reverse. An emperor in the reverse is total tyranny. They want power, control, authority. They want to usurp other people's personal sovereignty. They, they believe they have a right to do whatever they want. They're the ultimate power. That nobody can handle that kind of personality around them. It's oppressive. It's awful. Nobody wants to be around that. So they never last for very long. Oppressors don't last that long because nobody likes them. Really, I think it's a form of self-loathing. I don't think they like themselves either. That's why they want so bad to have power. Make other people say what I want you to say. Tell me I'm great. So then I can maybe forget that I don't think I'm great. It's this pushes everybody away. That's why they don't last. Capricorn exits stage left and starts building their life again. And they wind up finding a much better romantic partner. I don't know what happens with this very caustic, ex, or I keep thinking that it's an ex. Whatever this is, I don't know that it matters, but we'll pull one card. What happens with the ex that Capricorn is the power to walk away from? We have the Hierophant. They may be having a reckoning, a coming to Jesus moment with their higher self. Just because you've been tyrannical does not mean that you're not going to get something that could shake you to your core and actually have you meet, another version of yourself that's like, oh my God, this facade, it's just cracked. The way I was behaving, I'm having to look at it now. This is a really big shift and change. That Hierophant it's when the higher self comes in. Now, yes, this can be order and law as well. I mean, this person could be subjected to, rules and regulations that are going to be a reality check for them. Like, hey, you can't actually do that. You can try, but it's not the way that works. Or they are actually going to have like that. I don't know how that happens for somebody who seems to be very unself-aware, but anybody can have an epiphany moment. Knight of Wands and the Empress. This is so crazy. Maybe someday, at some point in time, they will actually be given counsel, or maybe at some point they will have an awakening on their own where they will realize Capricorn was the Empress here, and they'll think back to their own behavior and realize, I mean, their hand is empty. They're losing Capricorn. That's the other thing. When I said they don't last very long because nobody wants to be around them. Emperors in the reverse, tyrants, they're idiots. Nobody wants to be around that. So they lose credibility. They pick fights because they're not a friend to anybody, right? They have to, this is a rattlesnake. They'll turn around and bite anybody. And I feel like if that's who this character has been, they may alienate themselves pretty soon. And as they do that, all they're left with is themselves and the reality check that Capricorn was really an Empress. Capricorn was somebody wonderful. Maybe I was intimidated by Capricorn. Maybe that's why I acted this way at all. I know I lost somebody really important, and I do understand why. But I feel like they're going to be losing a lot of people in their world. I feel like, just friends, and that behavior is really tough to be around. So I don't see that as Capricorn moves on. I don't think it matters, that the ex seems to eventually maybe have some self-reflection because Capricorn's long gone. But I just think, as a side note, hopefully this person can course correct their behavior. And because it's going to be pretty sad, when they have absolutely nobody left who wants to talk to them or be around them. I mean, they're already losing Capricorn. But there's, this person can certainly change their behavior, change their ways. It's just probably not before they push away more than just Capricorn. So anyway, Capricorn moves onward, and this looks really positive. All right. Thank you for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye, guys.